Hi, welcome to episode 2, 20 something hustle versus 30 something juggle. I'm Marianne, the blonde one. And I'm obviously the one in the 30s who is living this crazy life. Um, and this is,
I'm Megan. I'm the brunette. Well, I guess this is black.
yes, Black.
I am going on 3 years in this real estate business and just starting off in life.
Yes. I scooped her up and we are going to kind of dive into that a little bit more today. I've been in the Kansas City real estate market for 7 years. And just we have ventured off and we're going to talk about like how we started our business, um, and really what it takes to figure this thing out that's called life. And so, Megan, if you kind of want to tell us a little bit more background on how you got started.
Okay. Yeah, so I graduated high school in 2020. COVID hit, what was that, March of
Hmm.
my senior year. So I went straight into online school. We didn't have prom, we didn't have our graduation. Our graduation didn't happen until that July. So it was like a weird mess. I was supposed to go to Northwest Missouri State.
We talked about that
Yeah,
last
got a
time.
roommate, got my dorm set up to move in, and then I was like, don't really want to pay to go sit in a dorm. So then I went to Longview for 2 years, and I don't think I even finished that. No, it's like I don't know about this. And then my dad was like, "Why don't you try real estate? Why don't you go talk to Marianne about that?" And she was my neighbor, like we told you guys last time. So
I think I tried to sell you my car too. Um,
I was just turning 16, like 14, 15 when I met her. Spent a lot of years being near her, looking up to her. And so then I did the online real estate course.
oh my gosh, and that was a hoot
Yeah.
and a half.
Yeah.
Remember, you got signed up for the wrong test.
Yes. So I did the online and they signed me. I got signed up for like the
The broker's
test,
class.
and they flagged my system and thought I was trying to like cheat. And so I had to backtrack. I had to go in person
Right?
to the class. So that was a week long at Ward Parkway.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
And it was like, it took us forever to get your
Yeah.
license.
And I failed the test a lot of times. I should have counted how many times I failed. I could not pass this test to save my life.
Okay.
I'm not doing this.
So when Megan was through this testing part, um, she was so excited at the beginning.
Yes.
And she would like call me and be like, "Hey, I've got my test today." And I think one time I sent you flowers.
Yep.
One time I maybe sent you cookies or something.
Yep. Every time.
And I was so excited. And then finally she just like wouldn't talk to me.
I wouldn't tell anybody when I was
And so
taking the test.
then she stopped telling me. Like, and I was like so nervous for her because she had been through like
Yep.
all of these backtracked obstacles.
I think I just couldn't take the test because I was like, okay, what's going to happen now? Like, I've been through all these hoops of not being able to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm already a horrible test taker. And then I passed one day.
Yeah.
Out of like nowhere. I was like, I'm just going to go take the test. I think I probably took it like 2 or 3 more times. I didn't tell anybody. And
Which, okay, if you guys are depending on her for her real estate knowledge off of the test, obviously she knows all of this. But the sad thing about real estate is that that test you take has nothing to do with the everyday process of what it actually looks like. It's insane how much you learn basically on the job.
Right.
Versus you could never, this test has nothing to do
it's
with
like the
what
math test or like the school test that you would have to take.
it's almost like a standardized test.
Like an ACT almost.
Right.
It's literally, yeah.
I know that the one thing I do use from the test, which isn't even exact because I can't tell you what that number is, and I wish Siri, maybe she'll listen to me, but is I know that an acre has 43,000
Yep.
something
560, and I learned that because of my dad.
560. Okay, but I didn't even know that like that second part of it. I know it's 43,000. So when I'm like estimating and trying to figure out when some agent puts online that there's 2 bajillion square feet in a lot, I'm like, divide that by 43,000 and it's approximately how many acres?
My dad took me to Lake Jacomo and he would open up the test book and he would quiz me for hours. Like he was so determined
He was a support
to help
system.
me pass this test, and he taught me on Highway 435 you go 60 miles per hour. So that's how I know 43,560 square feet.
Oh my gosh, that's a hoot. I'm not going to remember that tonight, but 43,560. I may remember.
So anyways, I had to go through all these hoops, jumps, skips. Something happened. I had to drive to Jeff City to get my license because it was like right at the cutoff.
Yeah, you were picking it up.
Yeah.
You were tired of waiting, so she drove.
Yep, I drove.
She didn't want to. Remember, you didn't want to like wait on the mail. You were like, I'm ready to go.
Pick it up.
Yes.
Yep. So I went through quite a bit to get to just the license, but I did it.
Yeah.
So that is how I got here.
She so did it.
How did you? Did you go to a class in person?
Okay, so I did go in person, and when I went in person, my in-person class was phenomenal. I mean, I had the best teachers, and when it got to like the test course, I took like a practice test, I guess, in class too, and honestly, that practice test, I took it on a Thursday. I had my test set up on Friday, and I mean, it was just mine was smooth sailing over here.
Yeah.
I tested and I got it. So
not sure what happened on this end.
I did not test more than once. But to be honest, this in-person class was so great. It was like 8 hours a day. I mean, for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And which honestly, I still don't feel like that's like enough for you to be licensed to be able to help people with the biggest purchase of their lives. But I'm thankful that like they're allowing us to do that. But the professors I had were like, they're probably not even called professors, real estate advisors, or I don't know, something like that. Were so great, and they knew the wording that was going to be on that test. So when they were prepping us for the test, it was almost like we were prepared for that test 100%. Like we were going to go in there and knock it out of the park. So when people do reach out to me personally about testing, I'm like, listen, if you have time to go in class, which little fact, a goal of mine for this year is to get my broker's license, but I will be going in person at either, I don't know if Reese Nichols has a program, and they may. I probably need to ask my brokers for help, but if not, then career education systems will be where I go. But
I think in person is important.
Yeah, actually, I hated online classes in college. So I have my bachelor's degree in business education from University of Central Missouri. I'm so much older than you that online classes weren't really a thing, and they were coming in, and I remember taking them, and there was times like the semester was coming to an end and it was finals week, and for most of the online classes it was just basically you had to have all your work turned in. And I would have to like physically take off work for like 3 days straight so I could complete all of the coursework. And it's like without due dates and like scheduling and stuff like that, and not having a class where I'm like constantly being challenged, I guess, or have accountability. Online classes were horrible. I would have failed miserably if they were like, your only option is online.
Well, that's what happened when COVID hit. That's literally all I had. I literally finished senior year on my computer, which was
which none of the teachers were prepared for either.
Nobody was ready for it.
I can tell you that.
moving into college, that's again, it was still
It was going to be all
new and
online.
fresh and online, so I had to learn it. So then I'm like, okay, I'm pretty good at this. I can do real estate online.
Oh
And
no, that didn't work out.
yeah,
But
going
I
through
feel,
it.
again, I feel like because it's nothing like the real estate test is nothing like natural that
No.
you would even know.
Right.
And now it's been so far removed from my brain that I don't even know what was on it except for the acreage number, which again, I don't 43560 because of Megan right here who just taught me that. 43,000 is the number that I keep right here. Um so yeah, I took mine in person. And that did go really well. And then I don't know.
You took off.
Well, it was kind of a slow start. And then when I really decided I was gonna like go forth and be a realtor, because for a long time people would be like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom and and I do real estate." But I I didn't know how to like own that position
Right.
because it's different when you feel like you're starting something brand new and you have to take that role on.
Yeah.
Where like before it was like, oh, I'm a business teacher and I have a classroom and I have students that I'm prepared to teach every day. And I had went to college for 4 years and have this like certificate degree and I've been hired and all of these things. And then when you get your real estate license, it's like, oh, you're a realtor because you're a part of national associations of realtors.
But like, what does that look like?
But what does that even mean?
Right.
So for a long time, I kind of hid behind this. And even still to this day, it's so silly. I don't know. I just feel like I feel like I'm good at my job. I don't not feel like I'm good at my job. I just feel like this industry is so big.
It's huge.
And people can have such a persona in this industry, and that's hard for me. Because I kind of feel like sometimes that confidence is something I'm constantly like chasing.
Right.
But I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there.
You are.
So business ownership has been something kind of cool that we've both done in different tracks.
Yeah.
Because I was a mom of two when I started in this industry.
Yeah.
And she is like freshy, just decide. I don't know. How did you, well, but dad, but it's like, how did you know, like you wanted to sell houses?
I didn't. I just knew I didn't want to go to college.
She didn't want to go to school.
I knew I didn't want to go to school. I thought about beauty school, and then I was like, well, everybody's doing that. I don't want to do what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
And then literally, I just didn't want to go to school, and I had to figure out how I wasn't going to go to school.
Right.
And so I made it happen. And here we are. And I think that goes into our next topic of like taking risks.
You're so much more of a risk taker.
Which is no, like, yeah, like I freak out about it, but I still do it. Like I freak out, but like
You're capable.
I will do it because I like change, but at the same time, it still makes me nervous. But I mean, I just took the risk. It's like,
You just made a huge move.
yeah,
Like, huge.
I
Megan just quit her job.
quit my job.
Not real estate. Guys, don't panic. She didn't quit real estate.
I've served since I was 16 years old. I have worked at Station 7 for 5 years. This would have been my 5th year.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was working 6 days a week. I would work open to closes. I would do this all day. I would go there at night. Like, it was my second nature. Like,
Right.
I would be writing offers at work. And I decided that I feel like I need to open a new book, a new chapter. I have to rely on myself more and trust myself more to create this life for me. I don't want to serve when I'm 45 years old, but I have to like again take this risk. Like I don't have money to fall 45. Back on. I don't have another job to fall back on anymore. So In my eyes, it's going to motivate me.
Yeah.
It was a big
Which,
deal.
guys, this is like super sad to me too that she just quit her job because, okay, if for those of you who know Blue Springs and the local market, Station 7 is literally one of the only places besides Lake Lotawana to eat near my house. Not only that, but it is really convenient when your server now works with you daily and knows the ins and out of you. And then you can text that server and say, hey, I'm coming in. Can you get my Diet Dr. Pepper? I like my crazy kids are I have to come in. And so like even whenever we talk about like going out to eat, like as a family, it'll be like, where do you want to go? And my son will be like, let's go see Miss Megan. And I'm like, yes, let's do it. So like Megan quitting Station 7
It was a big deal.
is a big deal, but it's also like a big deal for me because now I've like kind of lost my spot because Megan knows unless I see her car there, I don't go.
And that's been a lot of people recently. So
So I don't know. I feel like, but I've wanted her to quit for a
it
long time.
feels almost like a relief, but at the same time, like I texted my manager yesterday, and after this big paragraph I sent, I said, this feels like a breakup. And
Yeah.
he's like everybody there was so sad. Like, it's a big deal. I know it's just a job, but it's not just a job.
No.
Like, that was my life.
But I also feel like your passion is like that about lots of things.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be able to be more almost.
Yeah, we talked about that at lunch and like for her to have like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Yes.
Sunday. Like that's a no.
Yeah.
Although we're gonna fill it, so
Yeah, we're
that'll
gonna
be fine.
busy. But anyways, trusting in us and myself and like moving on was a very big risk. And it still is. And it's not even 24 hours fresh. But
I know. So I was like so excited to film this podcast around this too
Yes.
because Megan brings so much energy to just our office that like allowing her to let go of that job, I feel like it's going to really energize even more than we have. Um and that's crazy to me because I feel like since January, well, really since like we came over, just the two of us, the energy has just been like
through the roof.
Through the roof, so exciting. And like we are all, what is it?
All gas, no brakes.
That's not what I was looking for, but all whatever ahead. What is that? Sure. Okay, that part's gonna have to be cut. Um, all steam ahead?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe it's all steam ahead. But anyways, we are just like rolling through social media. We are rolling through getting our systems down. We're rolling through just like enjoying our contracts and loving on our people and
then we have shown up for that.
Yeah.
In every single aspect. I mean, it's really cool to receive emails or see people in person and they're like, we see you guys. Like, you guys are rocking this.
We're having so much fun. And I feel like it's allowed us to like really, yeah, and just
be ourselves.
Yeah, determine like what we want.
Exactly.
So I don't know. It's that energy I feel like is going to come on even stronger.
Oh,
but
yes.
for me, your energy like pops me and like gets me excited because sometimes it's freaking hard. Like life is hard. Although she came in the other day and just yesterday and her puppy woke her up 4 times. And I was like, oh my gosh, like my puppy slept through the night, which mine's older, so whatever. But also my son slept through the night not last night, but the night before. And then this morning I woke up and I thought of you and it was kind of funny because I went downstairs and I was having my coffee and my like Richter scale on my gratitude was not great. I mean, it was middle of the road this morning. And I thought of you this morning because I was like, I woke up, Jack was screaming, which is my 16-month-old. He was screaming in the middle of the night. The puppy was barking in the middle of the night.
Oh God.
My right hip, I don't even know what's going on with that, but we're trying to maybe lose a little bit of weight because maybe that'll help me. But my right hip, I had to like reposition myself. So I don't even know how many times I woke up last night, but I was like this morning I woke up and I'm like, you know what? I'm really tired. I'm cranky. And I felt like that little boy that was like, I had a long day at school and I'm cranky and I'm tired and whatever. And
That's me.
I'm like, that was me. And I was like, I wonder if Megan felt like that yesterday. Cause she said she woke up 4 times because of her puppy, but she doesn't have this like hip ache that I have. I'm like, what in the world is going on? Right now. Like, but like then I get here to the office and it's like just energy is just so happy and free and fun and I don't know,
It's like our safe space.
yeah.
Almost. Like we don't want to go home at the end of the day.
No.
Like, and we want to get here as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So like,
Although I did do my dishes and make my bed this morning.
good job.
I know. And actually in my gratitude journal I wrote I was going to do a load of laundry. I'm going to have to check that off the list later because it was supposed to be done
She'll still
before
do it, though.
before 9 o'clock this morning and that didn't happen.
But yes, energy here, being here is like I said, our safe space. We get to be us, get away from life, but like still work.
Yeah. I mean, it's been, I think
Sometimes it doesn't even feel like work.
although today was supposed to be my taxes day too, and that didn't happen. So we'll just push that off. But we're getting lots of stuff done.
Oh yeah.
And we're having fun doing
Yes.
it. And the biggest risk of all is quitting your job, which is so cool.
That was a big deal. But we did it.
But I do feel like you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see anything that's like happening business wise that and like just being like an adult. Like you're figuring it all out.
I mean, like now we have this house, and it was like, okay, I'd be here all day, and then I would go home for an hour, and then I would go to work all night. So I never really got to like cook dinner or
Yeah.
like be a homeowner, and it felt like I was just sleeping there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it would be nice to like
Go home.
Been 24 hours to go home.
Literally, it's been 24
To
hours.
go home and like do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Which soon, I mean, if we're going to go into the next topic, is going to change for her one day and not anytime soon, but like
never know.
we were talking, and balancing all of the things that are on our plates is crazy anyways.
On your plate, how do you do it?
I don't know. I really don't. And like we've been talking like my husband Nathan is getting ready to go out of the country, out of the continent and go on this huge trout fishing trip in 8 days. No one's counting over here. But in 8 days, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a single mom, okay, of 3 kids, which shout out and hands up to all of you single moms, because I have no idea how you freaking do it. And I feel like I'm constantly going and like I never stop until like it's time to like actually retire to my bed. Um, but balancing all of it is like such a calendar like what's that what's a game where you like drop, is it Tetris, right?
Oh yeah.
Where you like drop everything and it's like, how am I going to make all of this work? And even to the point like one of our girlfriends is having a crime documentary party and like I was a part of like planning all this and I got to finish, number one, I got to finish The Perfect Neighbor, which I started watching and doing laundry. But it's on Saturday and it's like, okay, I will pick Brooklyn up from her birthday party at 7 and then I will take her home and Nathan's going to watch the girls, which because Emerson and Kaylin are going to come over and Addie, they're going to come over to my house so they can play together while we're, moms are at this crime documentary thing. So it's like balancing everything. It's like, okay, exactly what time can everything happen? But I also feel like the business allows me also to be there for the things I want to
Right.
be there for. So, for instance, like I have non-negotiables in my calendar that like I don't let anything like disrupt. One of the reasons that I left teaching, because I absolutely love teaching, is time. And so there is not a time in my life. Now, of course, there's going to be exceptions to everything,
Right.
but like, there's not a time where I don't like pick up my kids off the school bus or somebody else is there for them. But for the most part, I make sure that's something that I get to do, along with get them off to school too. Like, those are, I feel like for the most part, those are two very important times of the day.
Yeah.
And if it's like, a 15-minute stretch where I'm like, hey, 4 to 4:15 is like my non-negotiable 15 minutes, like nobody's gonna like
Take that from you.
take that from me. If they wanted to see a house at 4:15 and I said, oh, I can be there at 4:45, for the most times, everybody's understanding. But also, like the people that I'm showing when I'm balancing these kids and making sure my kid is at wrestling on time and at dance on time and at baseball on time and um theater club and choir and I mean, I don't even, Girl Scouts and all of this stuff. I feel like the flip side is like all of the people I'm working with for the most part
Know that.
also like see my life and like enjoy being a part of it. But like all of our clients are friends or know us of some degree.
Right.
So they are understanding of like, hey, Marianne and Megan also have stuff going on.
Things to do.
But balancing it all is tough sometimes. It's never going to be like perfect, but I feel like I have a really, really supportive
Yeah.
family.
Which is also, quitting my job will be nice too. When you do have something to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anymore.
It was funny. So something we didn't talk about is we had to have a contract hand signed.
Mm-hmm.
And Nathan was like, why don't you just have Megan go? And I was like, I am not having Megan go to your cousin's house to hand sign this contract. And he was like, well, why? Like, Megan offered. And I was like, no, I understand, but like, that's not Megan's responsibility. Megan's not responsible for the contract of your cousin, who would be probably highly disappointed if we didn't show up,
Right.
say hello,
Right.
like, and be there. But, I think we are so good at balancing each other too. Like, we respect each other enough that, like, I don't know. There was one time that you were like, Cameron and I are blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what you guys were doing. Date night or something. It was your anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, it's okay. I can do it. It's our anniversary. And I'm like, no. Like, no. Like, you're not going to show these houses on your anniversary. You're going to go enjoy your anniversary. But I think that's like such a great thing about the partnership too, is
we're willing to help.
yes, and like we get to show up together and we get to have fun, and we get to show up separately and have fun. But everybody on our platform and our client list and our sphere and whatever else you want to call it, in whatever degree, knows that you're getting both of us.
Oh, yeah. It's fun to sometimes, like, she'll go show a house, and then I'll go show the next house, and then I'll be with them for a little bit, and then, like, the next showing, we both show up together, and they're like, oh my, and we have the best time.
Yes.
And people love that there's two of us.
Yeah, I would say that too. And
Love it.
I feel like even as far as like our text conversations last night, we were like negotiating terms for our seller. And in the text message, I was like, here's what I think. I was like, Meg, why don't you tell me what you think? And so we were able to have this full conversation and come to like what our counter offer was going to be and why we thought the way we did.
Right.
So that was really cool for our seller to see us working together to come up with like what is the best negotiating technique for our client. Um, so I feel like that's like where it says smarter on our note sheet, our fact check sheet or whatever. Like I do feel like we're trying to work smarter
Yeah.
for everyone.
I mean, figuring out the knickknacks and stuff
Yeah.
as we're just starting this.
Yeah.
I feel
And
like we've done it pretty good so far, though.
yeah, and most of the time we're sitting side by side, so we're able to like talk about whatever we're working
Right.
through, and it's not like her client, my client, it's our clients. Um and so it's easy for us to negotiate and have fun, but also like balance each other's schedules,
Right.
which Megan just opened hers up to bring on more energy and clientele.
It's gonna be so fun.
Oh, I'm so pumped. Um, okay, so we talked about biggest lessons learned. It was supposed to be from failures, and when I started thinking, I'm like, I don't I don't know that I look at my like past or anything as like a failure.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had lessons learned, but not. And I put failures just because I felt like that was something like, hey, how did I build on it? But I think that was really hard for us to like
Come up with
and think about. And so I think it's just like biggest lessons you've learned in life or whatever. And I the real estate one is I almost made my in-laws homeless. Um, so it's kind of like a wonky story, but my in-laws went under contract on this house, and this house had a contingency of that the seller needed to sell two other lots before they would sell the house. So these two lots were listed, and then there was the house listed, and my clients were or my in-laws were under contract on the house. And anyways, I had um our cousin's friends wanted to buy my in-laws house, and so we went under contract on my in-laws house, and then we fell through on this house my in-laws were under contract on, and nowhere in the contract with the kids did it say like contingent on my in-laws buying a new house. So there's a closing date on this contract, and I have to take everyone, and by everyone I mean both parties, out to dinner and explain to them Amanda and Joey, who I'm calling out. That's their real names. And if you're watching this, I'm sorry I'm using you, but this was like a big lesson learned. Is while my mother-in-law is like crying at the table, I'm like, hey, you guys don't have your house for sale yet. That's four doors down from my in-laws' house. I'm like, can can we just not make them homeless? And my father-in-law was like, well, it's fine, like maybe we could move into like an apartment. And my mother-in-law is like, I don't ever want to live in an apartment, which I completely agree. And Joey and Amanda were so understanding, and they were just like, we're not going to make Beth and David homeless. And I'm like, thank you, thank you. But it's like a lesson learned. I didn't fail at anything. Actually, everything worked out perfectly.
Right.
Amanda and Joey did buy my in-laws house. My in-laws actually found a beautiful home in Odessa where we tried to move them closer to us. And I think like everything happens for a reason. And this beautiful house came up, and it's like a paradise for my kids and all of Beth's friends. And it's just a great like home. And I think we realized like maybe it wasn't time for them to move out of Odessa and around like away from family. And it all worked out for the very, very best. Um, and Amanda and Joey now live in their house. And, you know, even though it was like such a stressful time and we knew we wanted them to move, um, it was like a lesson learned of like making sure I overprotect my clients, which let's be honest, those people like my parents and my in-laws both they closed within days or a week of each other. And they were some of my very first clients, which is like really stressful. Like,
Especially it being family.
because your family kind of can treat you however they want. Like where other people have like a natural born human, like, oh, I could like have to treat this person
Right.
like a certain way because I like respect them. Like your family kind of can treat you however, and you still have to like love them in a way. But my in-laws were so great to me, and Amanda and Joey were so great to me, and
It all worked out.
it all worked out and it was beautiful, and everybody's where they're supposed to be. And I think no matter what, like the stress of real estate, and like I have now sold 2 houses, and I still, even though I'm in real estate, I finally looked at Nathan the last time we sold our house and I was like, there's no one here for me and all of my emotions. And so at least whenever I'm like the realtor, or you're the realtor, or we're the realtors, we get to be the sounding board. But I can tell you what, those emotions are rough.
And we have them.
And we have them too, and we have them for you. But
Oh,
we just try
yes.
to like hold those in place. But that's probably my biggest lesson learned, is make sure I over protect my clients.
Yeah, I think that's important. And we do that.
Yeah. I feel like she'll always ask me like, hey, where do I write that in the contract? And I'm like, additional terms, write whatever it is
Oh,
in those
yeah.
additional terms, because then it's in there and
Yeah.
everybody sees it and it's just easy.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Do you have like a lesson learned just like in life? We were trying to think earlier.
We were thinking so negative with failure.
I
That's
know.
what I got so stuck
Me
on.
too. Like, what's something like you've learned? I kind of feel like maybe a lesson or something you've grown upon is like just absolutely trusting in yourself.
I think that was my next point, is making this move to just the two of us
Yeah.
and moving back to a completely, we left and we came back, like it was this whole thing. But like we never lost the trust in each other.
Yeah.
But it was a lesson because we stayed somewhere for so long just because we were scared. We didn't take the risk.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like trusting in yourself and trusting in each other, and like again taking that risk is important.
Yeah. Risk taking is, that's not my strong suit, actually. And honestly, I think you are very much like equipped with this commission based lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
because you've been in the serving industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so like this lesson of like trusting in yourself that like you're going to make it no matter what. Like
Yeah.
it's that hustle mentality. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you totally have it. And I feel like we can come back to this like lesson learned on you
Yeah.
quitting your job and seeing where,
We'll follow up on that
yeah,
one.
we feel. Um, do you have any like funny stories or anything? Did you think of one? We were kind of trying to like come up with like a funny
No, but
client
you
or
go.
house story.
She is the best one.
So I know it's a mess. So real estate can like throw weird things at you. And so I was pretty new again. Um, Actually, it was the day that I was at home, and do you remember when iPhones first said they were like waterproof?
Oh
Or
yeah.
they weren't waterproof, but they were water
Resistant.
resistant. Okay. And so it was the same day. So my day started off with, I was doing laundry, and I had like the cup up on the shelf, and I had just filled it with laundry detergent, and I set it up there, and then it fell over and fell on my phone. So little story about Marianne is I can't go anywhere without GPS. Okay. So instead of being smart, uh I had gotten this new phone and it was supposed to be waterproof, which was not true. I think I like misread that like small print. And so instead of like wiping it off, I ran it under the sink. Like my phone, I ran under a sink. After I did that, it died. It like completely, it was dead. And I had to go show houses, and I'm newer in real estate. And so I told Nathan, I was like, Nathan, I cannot live without my phone. Like, I have to have this. I'm in, like, blah, blah, blah. So I go to Verizon, I get a new phone. I don't want to talk about how much it was because I think I've blocked that out of my brain because that was like the most traumatic. And so I get this
Phone
new,
stores are the worst.
yeah, I get this new phone and I'm driving to my first appointment and I'm showing like lower end housing in Independence. And I see a couple cars and I tell my one client, I'm like, hey, because I have a husband and wife, and I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to go in first. Like, there's cars here. So, like, I open the door and he kind of like steps in, and I'm like, hello, it's a realtor. We have an appointment. And I see a woman's purse in like the middle of this house, and there's like dishes everywhere. The house is like, lack of a better term, just pretty gross. And I'm like, again, it's not like an expensive house in Brookside or anything like that. Like it's Independence and we know our budget, so we weren't like that worried. But um there was a woman's purse like with her keys, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think somebody's here. And so I told my client again, I was like, hey, listen, you gotta open this door. So he opens the bedroom door and the first one is empty. And I'm like, we go to the second one and we open it up and there are husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, boy and girl naked in bed. And I am like, oh my gosh. And then there's this toddler with its face over the freaking pack and play. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Worst part is like, this is not morning. This is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh my god.
So I was like, hey guys, we gotta go. So we like walk out and we leave. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So I was like, I have to call this agent. And I'm like, hey, I don't even remember who the agent was because so embarrassing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, hey, I was just showing your listing and there's people home and they are not clothed. So if you have other like showings, you may want to let them know. And he said the son is protesting the dad selling the house. And so he is saying he doesn't know about showings and he's just like staying home. And I was like, well, I don't think my clients are interested. And he was like, I understand. But yeah, naked people. Naked people.
That is so funny.
Yeah. I just have like a snake story, but we can save that for another day because, snakes are fun.
No.
So, but that's all we have for today. And, yeah.
We'll be back. What are we on? Episode 2. We'll be back with episode 3.
Yeah. Fun stuff coming. And, thanks for hanging out with us with the 20-something hustle with the 30-something juggle, closing the gap. And we're here for a good time. So again, if you could leave anything in the comments, subscribe or follow us, we would love that. But also leave us comments for like what you would like to discuss. We're open to that. And hopefully in the future we can get some more like maybe professionals because we don't know everything.
We're doing our best though.
But
guest speakers too.
Yeah, and people in here to like maybe somebody or something that you would like to learn about. We'd love to take your input.
Do it. We love you.
Bye.